Hello, my friends. Shield Bishy here, aka Nathan. So I've been asked the question, what can I do if I have extra money and I want to upgrade the lab farmer? Like, what's next? Where do I take this build? So here's the video dedicated to just that question. All right, I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna try to be concise and straight to the point. So the Ichimonji is a very good weapon. We're only going to really want this for the 10% increased effective buffs on you. You can read it right there. Okay, so here's what you do. You replace this right here. You replace your Divinaris, and now you have Ichimonji and a high evasion shield. Next step in this process. Actually, before I move forward, I want to mention that this is not for killing stuff. Ichimonji is not for killing. This is for running. It gives you more evasion from that 10% increased effective buffs. Okay, so step 2. You use your weapon swap right here. You put a Scourge Terror Claw in. I paid 1 Exalt for this. Okay, and the links on this thing are Shield Charge, Faster Attacks, and Fortify. Same links as your Ichimonji. And it's just because since you're weapon swapping, you just need the setup again. Okay, and then in your offhand, you want a high spell damage shield, increased crit chance as a bonus. You don't need that. Maximum life. I prefer max life on this thing. All you really need is spell damage though. Okay, now watch. Look at the average damage on Blade Vortex. Okay, 1,944. 2,658. Okay, huge damage. And in this shield, you put a spell totem and wither and faster casting. Okay, so here's how it looks. You're running around. You get to the boss. What you do is you swap weapons. You put down your wither totem. You charge up your blade vortex. And you orb of storms. Okay, this right here, just these changes, it's almost going to double up your damage, okay? In order to actually double up your damage, you need to come to the skill tree a little bit. Okay, this is where it gets tough. I'm going to go over this real quick, so you guys got to try to follow along. Try to pay attention to where my mouse cursor is. I'll hover over things, and I'll point them out. Okay, so what I did was I dropped all these mana and life nodes, including Heart and Soul and Deep Wisdom. I even dropped one area of an effect node. I also came here and dropped a life node. And I dropped all these spell crit nodes. Okay, so now I'm connecting to the witch area by minion damage nodes. Okay, so 1 minion damage here and a minion damage node right here, Lord of the Dead. Okay, so I dropped a lot of stuff from this area. Minion damage is good because it scales with the Scourge Terror Claw. Okay, it's a double dipping damage, so it applies to the first hit of your Blade Vortex and it applies to the poison from your ascendancy. Okay, so big things there. I came down here also, and for only 1 point, you get 15% increased minion damage, which, like I said, scales with the Scourge. Really, really important to pick that one up. I also dropped all the life nodes from the Scion Wheel, except for the important connectors. I came over here. I dropped these crit nodes as well. I dropped the True Strike Wheel. Okay, so after dropping all these, I had quite a few points left over. And since I was kind of like okay with having this much health, about 4,160, I decided to do my best to increase my evasion and therefore my movement speed. Okay, so I came over here to the duelist starting area. I picked up bravery, a little bit of health, but a lot of evasion. Okay, so I came down here as well to the bottom right side of the tree, and these movement speed and evasion nodes are pretty big if you can afford it. Okay, these aren't necessary. However, if you feel safe with this 4,160 health that I have, you can do it too. Okay, so I dropped maybe 2 points here, I think, evasion and life on this wheel. And with the remainder of my points, budgeted as a level 90 character, mind you, I came up here and took these incredibly valuable nodes. Damage over time, physical damage, and some crit chance. Okay, so that's pretty much the step you could take right there. If you want, what I would suggest is to spend a couple, like 20 regrets, and refund your merciless point. Refund the point that you spent on a power charge and merciless, and take the skill point back. Okay, that's probably going to be a little bit better. With this build, you're not really relying on crits that much. I'll show you. Crit chance right now, 8.52. Okay, it's not that big. Also, I was thinking of maybe testing Master Alchemist. However, I don't need any more damage than what I have now. Even when I'm carrying a full group of people through the labyrinth, the damage that I have is really good. Okay, so I keep my ascendancies, and in a nutshell, I drop some crit, I drop some life nodes, I picked up minion damage to scale the Scourge Claw. All my jewels are the same. If you want to spend more money on jewels, here's what you do, okay? You get jewels with minion damage, you get jewels with area damage, you get jewels with chaos damage, life, and resistances, okay? Those are 5 stats that are incredibly valuable. And that's pretty much all you got to do to improve this build significantly. You're literally going to double up your damage. If you're looking for a number, I think that before I swapped to the Scourge and changed up my skill tree, I was doing around 460k DPS with poisons, and now it's somewhere around like 850, 860k DPS with poisons and full buffs, okay? All the rest of my gear is the same. Still using all the same rares and all that, so my flask setup's the same, no tricks, nothing too crazy. All I did was swap the Ichimonji, Scourge, and a high spell damage shield. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any more questions, feel free to shoot them down into the comments. I always love reading them. I'll always answer them. Keep an eye out for my next video. I'm going to do a guide on how to price check helmets, and I'm going to link useful information on macros and stuff like that. So again, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.